I hope you can see me. Well, today is my first time going live on my own, and I hope that it will be something that is useful for you, and I really hope that I can help out to let you score. Okay, so since it's my first time doing this solo, so I hope all your words in the chat box will be something useful, and it more to the answers or questions that you would like to ask me. And I really hope that you can use good, nice words there and put a nice profile picture there so that I can see your beautiful look. Okay, during these lessons, at the end of the lessons, I will give you a link, eCGL link, and that link will be used for you to claim your eCGL. Okay, the eCGL is from eDidik Malaysia and Kelab Guru Malaysia. So it is a token of appreciation. So that link can only be accessed by using the eDidik account. Okay, so you can try to apply the eDidik account if you have not, but it takes about 2 days to get access. So if you have not got the eDidik, so you won't be getting your CDL today. But never mind, you are not here for the CDL, right? You are here for me, for the lessons. I hope so. Yay. Okay, I'm like so stressed about this, and I hope everyone can hear me. If you can hear me, please tell me in the chat box. Okay, oh, can you hear me? Can anyone hear me? Okay, because my hand is like trying to like wrestling over here. Hi, handsome Chai. I can see your chat. Hi, all Cikgu Akila. All the Cikgu are so supportive of my lesson today. And I have a few of my students there. Okay, Wai Hao, Juliana Quack. Okay, you are great. You all are great students. All right, so I'm here. The eDidik link is only active for 30 minutes. So from the live, if you watch this as a repeat, then you can get the CDL. Okay, so let's start with the lesson. Okay, that's me and my class and my teammate, and our class will be on every Saturday. And of course, we have the biology team, which their class will be every Wednesday. Okay, until they tell you if not. Okay, this chemistry class, the dates have been changed to Thursday 9:30 p.m. Okay, but I didn't change the poster because we don't want to waste time doing new poster, but we want to make time for you. And then of course all the other subjects, okay, you have Cikgu Akila, she's there in the chat box, you can chat with her. And then we got Cikgu Aisyah, Cikgu Rizal, Cikgu Hao, and Cikgu Yi. They are all wonderful teachers and they are all for you. Okay, and then you can find all of us here in our academyyoutuber.com. That is where you can find all the timetables from us. Okay, so today I'm going to talk about this. Okay, today I'm going to talk about complex numbers. Right? Today I'm going to talk about complex numbers. And in complex number, I have a screen here, and here. So I will be like looking to the left and right. So don't mind me. But I hope you all can see the slides and you can see my cursor. Is my cursor coming out for you all to see? Okay, today I'm going to talk about complex numbers. Okay, so why complex numbers? Well, complex numbers is one chapter that is easy, super easy. Okay, and this easy chapter only comes out in session A. And guys, look at the marks. Don't you love the marks that you see? Okay, I hope you like the marks that you see. Well, the marks is there, and 9 marks, 10 marks, only 1 year. In 2019, the marks went down to 4 marks. Okay, you don't ask me, hey teacher, why that year went down to 4 marks? I have no idea. But then in last year, it went back up to 10 marks. Okay, beginning of last year, it went back to 10 marks. Okay, I'm just writing the year. I didn't write the repeat years, or else my table will be too long. Okay, so 2014 will be the repeat paper for 2013. Okay, so now the years, since it is a good, very, very good chapter to learn. So I'm going to go through this very fast so that we can all get to these lessons quickly. All right. So now what you need to know about these complex numbers is it has a value. Okay, you have I equals to square root of -1. Okay, I equals to square root of -1. That's the basic of it. Okay, so then you have your I squared, which is you take square root of -1 times square root of -1, and you have -1. Okay, square root of -1. Okay, that is very basic, right? Then you have square root 1 to the I to the power of 3. If you have I to the power of 3, then you will have that values there. Okay, then of course you will have the I power of 4. I power of 4 equals to 1. Okay, so you might get question like this. Okay, you might get question like this, where you have the I power of 12. So are you going to continue multiplying it? Well, let me give you a clue. And the clue is, okay, the clue is you can do this. Yes, you can do this. Remember, take the index or the exponent, as you call it, the exponents or the index, and then you hit divide by 4. Okay, you use your calculator and you try to get divide by 4. When you try to get divide by 4, then you will see, for example, 12 divided by 4, you got no remainder. No remainder. You see how, oh dear. Okay, you have no remainder, so the answer should be 1. Okay, so the answer should be 1. Okay, then when you have I to the power of 27, so are you going to power to 27? Of course you are not. So what you do is you take the 27 and then you hit the power. Okay, you try to get the power, for example, 27 divided by 4. So what is the answer? Come, everybody, let's try this. Come, hit the chat box with the answer. Let's do it. Come on, because you want to learn more, right? You know this type of basic question will not come out for Stpm, but other question will. So I hope you can hit the chat box with the correct answer fast. So 27 divided by 4, you will have a remainder of 4. So what's the answer? What's the answer, guys? What's the answer? Can anybody give me the answer? Just hit the chat box with the answers so that I can see if any of you can get it. It is very easy, right? Okay, so you will get negative I. Yes, let's do the next one. Okay, the next just remember, I just want to get the remainder. Okay, I just want to get the remainder. And then from the remainder, I remember, okay, the remainder of the remainder from the division is 3. So I will get the answer. Okay, how do I remember this? Okay, when the power is 2, the remainder is 2. So I have my answer is -1. If the remainder is 3, So I will go for the power of 3. So the power of 3, the remainder is negative I. Okay? And then if I have the power of 1,578, what's the remainder? Come on, what's the remainder? Let's check it out. Go fast, so that we can all settle this in a very fast. And then I can go to the harder questions. You know this won't come out for Stpm, but these are the basics. These are the ideas that when you use it, it will help you in your question. Something that it will like so fast to get the answer. Okay, so now the remainder, when you divide this by 4, your remainder is 2. So the remainder is 2, then you think about, oh, I power of 2, square root of 1, multiply square root of 1. So what's the answer? So the answer is, right, I let me show you some of the students' answer. Yes. Okay, let's show. Okay. So there you are. You have a few answers which are correct there. Super, super good. So the answer is there. Okay, so the answer will be, where's my answer? Come on, answer come out, please. Oops. Okay, there you are, the answer, -1. Okay, so the answer is -1. Right, so next. When you have your slides in with and a bad internet, it's raining outside there. I'm very, very slow, sorry. Okay, let's try this one. This is what you're going to get for STVM, maybe. So it will be something like this. Okay, I have 75 I power of 20 divided by 15. So I will divide 75 divided by 15. I will get the answer first. Then I play with the index. So I power 20 divided by I power 35. I have I power of 15. So with this I power of 15, I need to see the division now. So what will happen? So I power 15. So the index is 15. So I take 15 divide by 4 and I have the remainder 3. Can you remember what is the answer when the remainder is 3? Check it out. So the remainder is -I. Okay, so my answer, the remainder is 3. So the answer is -I because you take -1 multiply by I again. So you get -I. Okay, with that, okay, I'm going to cool down a bit. With that, okay, I have my answer at the bottom. Okay, I have my answer at the bottom, which is not good. Okay, just like square root, the negative and the complex number should not be at the bottom when you write your answer, because if you leave the answer as a -I at the bottom there, you might not get your full marks. Okay, because the teacher can minus marks from you because you do not know the concept. Square root, not at the bottom. Negative should not at the bottom. -I. Right? The complex number also should not be at the bottom. So what's going to happen? So I'm going to multiply. Just like if you have a square root at the bottom, you multiply by square root and square root. Okay, you multiply so that it become, you multiply with actually 1. This I divided by I is actually 1. You multiply with 1. Okay, so what does this do? So I get -I, so I will get I squared equals to -1. So when I have I squared equals to -1, I will get -1. So I have a -1 at the bottom, multiply. Okay, don't forget, but out here, there is another negative. So I will multiply with negative again. So I will have positive. So negative, -1, I have a positive. So I have my answer is 5i. That's all. Okay, let's look at second one. Okay, now that you know, okay, that is how you deal with the powers. Next thing we need to know is the conjugate. Okay, for the conjugate, you have to be very careful. what you are going to deal with is the real numbers is always in front, the complex number is always behind. So you have to be very careful, okay? Yeah, okay. So you have to be very careful. Yes, the answer is correct. Leong On Wong. So the answer is 5I just now. Okay. So next thing is when you have your question for conjugate, always remember the real numbers is always in front and the complex number is always behind. The imaginary number is always behind. Okay, the imaginary number is always behind. So what you are going to do is always refer to the values in the center, the symbol in the center. Okay, so that is conjugate. So conjugate is something that you have these two formulas. So when you take a number, multiply by the complex number, multiply by its conjugate, you will get like a squared plus b squared. That's basic formula for conjugate, okay? So after you deal with the conjugates, the next thing that you're going to deal is this formula, which very seldom people will use. But this formula actually came out in the year 2013. When you know this formula, it made the calculation so easy. But because I timed my slides today and I noticed that I couldn't finish the slides that I prepared, so I delete that 2013 question. So if you want to know why this formula can help you, okay, why this formula can help you make 2013 question become easier, check the question out in the past year question books and tell me. You put what you know, what you understand about that inside my comment box later after the chat run. Okay, not now. Don't go and take your past year question book now. If not, you're going to leave me alone here. Please don't do that. Okay, so you go and check out that past year question, 2013 past year question, and tell me why this formula is useful. And if you find that you don't understand what happened, tell me in the chat box also, in the comment box, so that I will prepare a video for you for that. Okay? So next thing that you need to know about complex number is how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide. Okay? So additional and subtraction, super easy. So you just take all the real numbers, you plus together, you take all the complex number and you add them together. Okay, if you minus is also the same. Okay, I'm not going to waste time go through that. But multiplication, you have to use a key where is the I squared. You have to be very careful of the I squared. So you will multiply like you multiply algebra. Okay, you will multiply like you multiply algebra and you will get the answer as so. So I squared is -1. I already gave you the clue just now, right? So you won't be like calculating I squared square root of -1 multiply square root of -1 anymore. I don't think you will do that anymore because I gave you the clue. Okay, so now that's the answer. Right, so now I'm going to apply the conjugate, okay? So whenever you do a division question, you will need the help of a conjugate to help you answer the question. So how do you do that? So we are going to choose a conjugate. Can you please tell me what is the conjugate of this question? Just hit the chat box, please hit the chat box so that I know you know how to find conjugate. But because I didn't teach you, I just gave you the formula for conjugate just now. So I need to know whether you know what's the conjugate. Okay, so what's the conjugate for this division question? Can somebody please tell me and I will see if it is right. Okay, once in a while, I will hit the screen with the code for the code to fill in the e-date, the sijil, the e-date, the code laluan. Okay, once in a while I will hit like now. Now I just hit the code, you just copy it down. But if you have been with us for a long time, you know that those codes are basically the same. All right, so yes, very good. So let's check out some answers here. Yes. Okay, so I have some answers there. I'm going to show only one because okay, and then you have another one there. Xue Yi Liao, Qi Xin Chai, very good. That is the answer. So I know already the conjugate is as so. Okay, I multiply with the conjugate and I will get something like this. So let me get back to my slides and I will get like the conjugate is 1 minus 3i. So you know that's the conjugate. Once you know that's the conjugate, then you can carry on with the question. Okay, so usually when we do the division, I tell my students, you don't need to go and multiply the denominator because the denominator is a conjugate multiplied by the complex number. So you just need to remember a squared plus b squared. That's the formula. So you take the front one squared and the behind one is the number 3 squared. Okay, so you will write that down. Of course, you don't need to like write 1 squared, 3 squared inside the exam. No. You don't need to do that. You can straight away write the answer 1 plus 9. Okay. So the top portion, yes, you have to multiply it out. Why? Because you need to show the examiner that you have the I squared there. Okay, you have to show the pemeriksa you have a I squared there. And one more thing, you have to show the pemeriksa you have the conjugate because here, this part here, you have 1 marks there. Don't miss that 1 marks. Okay, don't mix the 1 marks because that is actually the place where you change the division into a complex number easily. Okay, so I'm going to settle the question. So I will put it in the real numbers and the complex number form. Okay, so which means that clears out the question. Okay, easy, busy job. All right, so next one is I'm going to, of course, the question will not come as so. So what will actually happen will be, it is going to like set in something like this. Okay, I will have my numbers and then I have a square or something. So most of the time we will try to deal with whatever inside the bracket. So I'm going to like expand that and I'm going to set in my answer. Okay, so I have the details at the bottom here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply with the conjugate. I'm not going to ask you this time, I know you know already, so I'm going to like write it in. Okay, then you ask me, teacher, why I did not simplify the top? I didn't multiply the 2 inside the question. Well, I did not multiply the 2 inside the question because, okay, I want to simplify it with the bottom one. Okay, I want to simplify it. So I simplified that already. And once I get that, okay, once I get that, I'm going to hit the conjugate again. Okay, I'm going to write in the conjugate again. And with that conjugates, remember, 1 mark, so don't miss it. So here you have 1 mark. So of course, when you do, this question is 4 marks, right? So when you do until here, you will get your 1 mark. And then when you write in the conjugate, you have your another marks there. Okay, the next thing will be, of course, the expansion. So I'm not going to like go through that. So you expand the top bottom, the top portion, and the bottom portion, you just let it as multiply. So you use just now that formula. Where's my formula? Okay, exact the conjugate and the I don't know why it didn't come out. Okay, Z with the conjugate will be a squared and b squared. Okay, so you just write that and you will get your 1 more mark here. So you will hit another marks here. Okay, and finally, of course, you will put all the answers into the correct form. So I hope you all tried the question, and if you are rewatching this, so don't go and check out the answer too fast. You pause the video and you carry on with the working and you continue by checking the answer. Okay, that's how you use videos for lessons. All right, that's how you use video, because I know some of you just on the video and let it flow, and then suddenly you fall asleep. Oh no. Okay, so how you do, you watch video, tutorial videos, math videos like this is, there is a question there. You pause the video, you try out the question, and then you check the answers if you don't know how to do it. But if you really don't understand how to do the question, what you do is you watch the video and then you pause, you redo the question, and then you check the answer again. Okay, so that's how you use videos. Because last week in teacher Eileen's class, some of the students asked, why watching a video is so easy, but then looking at the questions, I don't know how to do. Well, use it the correct way, then you will get your A. Believe me, use the videos the correct way and you will get your A. Okay, my next question. I combine two details now. I combine the powered and I combine the conjugate. Okay, so this question, I combine two things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the power, which I gave you the clue there. Okay, so let's deal with the power, do it and try to put it in. And the conjugate, you have to be very careful. There's a trap here in this question, okay? You have to be very careful. So I deal with the conjugate first. I deal with the power first. So I have 30 divided by 4. So that is power of 2, the remainder of 2. And I have 19 divided by 4, and I have a remainder of 3. So what will happen here? So I will put in the answers. I have remainder 2, so my answer is -1. So I have -1 here, and negative 19, I got remainder of 3, and I have -I. Okay, and okay, see the trick I have here? This is when I say, just now I mentioned to you, when you write your complex number, make sure the real numbers is in front and the imaginary number is behind. That is why when you do this type of question, you have to make sure the format is correct, because if you follow the question here, the conjugate is going to be wrong. Okay, so the conjugate is this one. -1 minus 2i. I didn't ask you because I'm looking at the time and I know, I don't know why, but online class is like going super fast. The time like took a jet plane and hit the wall like that. Is so fast. Okay, so I'm sure you all are working it out while I'm mumbling just now. So that's the answer over there. So I have my multiply at the bottom here. So I will take -1 squared and then 2 squared. So I have the bottom, and then the top part I just multiply it on. Okay, so well, I have that answer over there and I will get my full marks. Okay, I have 4 marks here. So make sure, okay, so where does the 4 marks come in? So what we are going to have here, okay, what we are going to have here is, of course, when you change the index, you get the marks. Okay, because 4 marks, you change the index, you find with the power, so you will get 1 mark. The conjugate, you will get 1 mark. The expansion, you will get 1 mark. And finally, the answer, you get 1 more mark. So that's 4 marks, super easy 4 marks. All right. So next one is you need to know about the Cartesian form. The Cartesian form is actually the complex number itself. Okay, the Cartesian form is the complex number itself. So most of the time, we will need the Cartesian form to do what? To calculate the modulus and to calculate the argument. And another use of the Cartesian form of this complex number, which means the z equals to a plus bi, that one is for you to know where is the graph. Okay, so you are going to use that to draw an Argon diagram. So I'm going to go about the Argon diagram first. So that's my Argon diagram. And in the Argon diagram, most of the time, I lost my cursor again. The x-axis is the remainder, the real numbers here, and the imaginary one is on the y-axis. Okay, so that is what you need to know. And that is how you set in the answer, and you will use it to find the modulus. Okay, you will use it to find the modulus and the the arch, or we call it the argument of the complex number. Okay, and most of the time these are in radian, most of the time. Okay, most of the time, but you do see questions where the answers are in degree, so don't freak out when you see it in degree. Most of the time it is in radian. Okay, but the question will tell you when they want it in degree, or they will give you some kind of clue about that. Okay, so just now I did mention about Argon diagram. What I need you all to know, which I'm sure you know because this is a revision class. So can you please tell me question A, B, and C, which quadrant are they in? Can you please hit the chat box with the answer? You just write AQ1, for example, AQ1. Okay, so that is for quadrant 1, if it is in quadrant 1. Okay, so please hit in the answers whether what are those values, which quadrant are they in. Can you please do it fast so that I can cover more. If I could not finish, then of course I will make video for the last part of the feed of these slides. Okay, tell me, come on. A is in quadrant what? B belongs to quadrant what? C belongs to quadrant what? I have A, B, C. Come on, may I have some answers, please? Just right, ABC. Oh, okay, good. All right, here I have an answer which is like one set, one whole stretch of it. Cell says the first one is quadrant 1, the second one is quadrant 4, and the third one is quadrant 3. And so is this student, right? Another student says Sin Hak told first one quadrant 1, second one quadrant 4, and third one quadrant 3. Okay, really good, very good. Yes, the Shafiq also said so. Okay, quadrant 1, quadrant 4, quadrant 3. I will straight away draw the Argon diagram. Yeah, I will straight away draw the Argon diagram for you. Okay, because I can't like ask you to draw and show me what is the Argon diagram there, right? So for those one, that is the Argon diagram. Okay, the Argon diagram is super important in complex number because the Argon where is the position of the Argon diagram will affect the answers for the Argon. The argument is the arch of Z itself. Okay, the theta value. Okay, so you say, yeah, teacher, like this also want to teach me math. Well, dear, this question came out before, where they ask you to draw Argon diagram. If they give you like there is a 4 Argon diagram, 4 complex numbers there, the marks is 3 marks. Okay, the marks is 3 marks. And what will they look at in the situation? They will look at the length of your Argon. You cannot draw because all these 3 complex number have different magnitude. Okay, the magnitude come from the modulus. Okay, so all of this should not have the same length. So you know that, and when the pemeriksaan mark the time, the unit of of course they will check out the unit that you plot in, and then they will check whether you are in the correct quadrant or not, and they will also check whether the length of the thing is, it's not that they want the exact length, but they want to know that which one is longer. For example, this one is longer, so this one and the second one, or the third one and the first one should not have the same length. So that is how they check whether it's only 3 marks. Of course, you have to label which one belongs to which. So you have to label by writing the complex number in and the real numbers and the imaginary number. You don't need to write imaginary number or real numbers. You can write I am, not my name, image, that is the imaginary value, that's my name. Okay, teacher Im, yeah, teacher Im. Okay, and then the real numbers are E. Okay, next one, the argument. Okay, the argument or the arch value of the complex number. Okay, why is Argon diagram so important? Why? Because the Argon diagram will tell you which quadrant is it, and which quadrant is it will affect which formula you are going to use for the arch. Okay, the basic formula to calculate is a tangent inverse B over A, but then you have to remember the formula itself doesn't carry, doesn't represent the arch yet. Okay, so if it is a quadrant 1, that is the theta. If it is in quadrant 2, okay, you have to take pi minus the alpha. Why? Because the theta, which is the arch, okay, or the argument of this complex number, is this position here. And then if it is in quadrant 3 and quadrant 4, you got the formulas there. Okay, this is only a revision. I'm not going to go through these trigonometry things. Okay, let's go to the next question. Okay, next question is I'm going to teach you how to apply just now what you have just now. So now I have a z power of 2 here, and this z power of 2 comes with this position. So, okay, there's a question. I see a question. Let me show the question first. Okay, La Jiayu asks, teacher, need to plot the coordinates like 4, -5, or the complex number. Okay, you can write out the complex value like what I did just now, 2 minus 2i like that, or you can plot in the values 4, -5. It's up to you. But no, but yes, it's up to you. But if, why am I using but? You can write it in both. So if there are 3 different complex number there, you just make sure the pemeriksa knows which one belongs to which. Okay, you can use the coordinates or the complex value to represent whichever you find easier. Okay, as long as the pemeriksa can see, the markers, the pemeriksa, the one who marked the paper, can see which one are you showing. Okay, now let's continue. All right, for this question over here, okay, for this question over here, I'm going to like run through this very fast. Oops, before I run through this, I prepare until here. You can see the thing over there. All right, screenshot it if you need. I need to show the 30 minutes break. Okay.
Semua
See you
sekolah
later.
ditutup hingga cuti akhir tahun 17 Disember 2020. Anda tak cukup bahan? Tak ada rujukan? Tak faham? Anda nak tuition tapi PKP? Jangan risau, kami di Akademi YouTuber dengan kerjasama Kelab Guru Malaysia dan e-Didik Malaysia mengadakan kelas tuition online. Semua peringkat ada, semuanya secara percuma. Video PDPC pun ada. Apa ditunggu lagi? Layari www.academyyoutuber.com. Dibawakan kepada anda oleh Akademi YouTuber.
I'm back. Okay, so what is going to happen here is I'm going to let it be z equals to a plus bi. Why is that so? Because this question asked me to find z1 and z2 from, and they gave me a plus bi. So I'm going to let it be a plus bi, and then I'm going to expand one side, and then I'm going to compare this. Okay, I'm going to compare this with the real numbers with the real numbers and the complex number with the complex numbers. Okay, I'm going to compare that. Okay, so once I compare that already, once I compare the real numbers with the real numbers and the complex number with the complex number, the next thing is I'm going to solve. Okay. Shafiq asks, can I let x equals to z equals to x plus iy? Inside the question, I believe inside the question they gave you. Okay, they gave you the a plus bi inside the question, so you just apply. So that when you do it later, you do not need to confuse yourself. Okay, so just use back what they give in the question. That will be fine. Right, so next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the numbers. Okay, I'm going to put in the equation and I'm going to solve it one by one. Okay, so I'm going to factorize it and so on. Right, so all these are algebra, so which means I'm not going to show you too much of it. Okay, I'm sure you know how to deal with these algebras. You all are bright students. Okay, so now I have to be tell you very carefully about this one over here. That will be the answers for my A. And this side over here, I have to write. Okay, I repeat again. I have to write no real roots. Okay, don't then some students might ask me, teacher, can I put this as a square root of -1 and then there's a complex number? No, not for this question, not for this part. Okay, the complex number doesn't come in here. This question, this part here is asking for the roots of the a value of a. So don't get confused. Okay, so I'm going to carry on. So I have my a is square root of 3, the positive one, and now I'm going to put it into equation b, and then I'm going to calculate the b and put in and write that in my first answer. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same for the second one. So I will get Z1, Z2. Okay, so that's the first part of my question, and I will score full marks for that. Okay, for the second part of the question, I have Z equals, I want the Argon diagram. So the Argon diagram, I'm not going to ask you which quadrant they are. The Argon diagram is as so. Okay, how they give you these 2 marks? Of course, like just now, I label it with the Z, the complex number. This time, I label it with the coordinates. Okay, so this one will answer just now that students asked just now, one, I don't know where is it, never mind, it's okay. One of the students asked just now, can I put it in a complex number or in form of coordinate? Yeah, just now, Jia Yu asked, okay? So you can put it in coordinates form like I saw, but what is important? The important part is these 2 lines should be exactly the same length. Why? If you do the second part of the question, which is part C, they ask for the modulus and the arch value, you will notice the modulus is the same, which means the length of these 2 lines have to be the same. The red line and the blue line have to be the same, but the arch is on a different position. Okay, so that will cover up that part there. So with that, I can answer question C. Why is it important to know the argon first before you do the modulus? Just now we mentioned already, because both of them gives a different way of calculating the argument, okay, or the arch of Z. So with that, I'm going to put in the answer. Okay, I'm going to put in the answer because it's basically dealing with the modulus formula and the arch formula. And because this is in 3, negative 1, this is in quadrant 4, so you have a negative here for the answer. Okay, and when it is in quadrant 2, that's a different way of calculating. Okay, when it is in in quadrant 2, the part there will have to take pi minus by the answer. Okay, so which means you should know by now when to use the formula. Okay, so I have this calculation over here. That is question C. Okay, now after I know how to find the arch and the modulus, the next thing about this is the polar form, okay? Or sometimes they call it the modulus argument form, okay? So this form is we need the modulus first. Okay, we need the modulus first, then we need the argument, and then we need to know what is the real part and what is the imaginary part of this question. Okay, so which means this part here will come out. So I will need to know which one is the the real parts, which means is the one without the I, the front part, and the one behind this. Okay, sometimes you will see inside some book, in some book they will write CIS. So C represent the cos, I represent the imaginary value, and sign represented by S. Okay, so that is the CIS. So let's continue with our lesson. Okay, I'm going to go fast because I set in the timing and it doesn't look good. And that is my modulus, because to write the Cartesian form into polar form or the modulus argument form, as some book wrote it as, you will need the modulus, you will need the arch, okay, and you will need to put it inside the formula. So this is when you write your Cartesian form and transform it into the polar form. Okay, you need the modulus and you need the arch. So once you set it in, what will happen here is you are going to apply it only. So the modulus is on the R, and the cos theta, remember the theta is the arch. Okay, don't use the one you calculate from the inverse tension except if it is in quadrant 1. All right, so I will put it in as so. Okay, so that is the Cartesian form. So you will say like, oh teacher, that's easy. Of course that's easy, but it did came out before, this type of format, in the year 2019, the one that I told you that it came out and it only had 4 marks. Yes, it came out before, but they give you the modulus and the arch of z minus 1, and then they ask you to write it into Cartesian form. Okay, this is polar form to Cartesian form. So how do you do that? So what you are going to do is you are going to apply again what you have from the calculation. Okay, the one they gave you, the modulus and the arch, you are going to apply the modulus at the placing of R, and you are going to apply the arch at the placing of theta. That's the values. Okay, so once you apply already, then you are going to calculate or try to find the value of this cos negative pi over 4. So I'm going to use the triangle to help me do that. Okay, I'm going to use this triangle to help me do this so that I can find my values easily. And remember, you have to be careful with the quadrant. Okay, you have to know which quadrants these are so that you can know when the negative can disappear or when the negative can exist. Or you can use the formula. You have cos negative theta, that formula, remember, in trigonometry. Apply that to this question. Okay, so you will get the answer for that, and then you will try to simplify. Remember, inside the question, they ask for z, so that's your z. Okay, so let's deal with the question. Okay, next. After you know how to find it in modulus argument form or polar form, you will need to know how to multiply and how to divide. Okay, so let's do the multiplication first. Very easy. That's a formula over there. The multiplication of your trigonometry. The multiplication of your complex number using trigonometry clue over here. So you will see when you multiply these two complex number, the value of the arch value or the theta value will be added together. Okay, so let's do this super fast, and you will get something like this. Okay. So I'm not going to go too far. So you just take the theta So pi over 6 and pi over 6, add them together and it is the same left on the cos value and the sine value. So if they ask this question in polar form, so you can leave it. And if they ask this question in the Cartesian form, you need to change that into the correct format using the finding the cos of this value, okay, and try to create the I. Okay. If you want to do the division, so the division will be over here like this. Is there any questions? I don't see the chat box moving. Is everybody, do you all understand what I'm talking? I'm like going super fast. Please give me some comments over there. Is it okay? Can you understand? Please write down. I have no idea because if you don't respond, I don't know whether you understand or not. Okay, but I hope you understand because this is basically I'm using the formula. So if I'm doing division, I will let it be so. Okay, my chat box didn't move. So how was it? Can you understand? Please tell me. Can you understand? I have 64 people there. I have 64 people inside my live stream. And let me see. I got 25 likes. To you all don't understand. You all didn't hit the like button. If it is useful, please hit the like button. Well, actually, the like button doesn't give me much, doesn't do much to you, but it is very helpful for me. It will motivate me to do more for you. It will motivate most of us, most of the teachers. Because when we see, oh, so many people like my video, I should do more. That is a motivation. That is a kick for us, you know. So because we are, especially when school is going to reopen on Wednesday, if nothing goes wrong, and we are going to be very busy trying to teach our own students. So for you all, if you hit the like button, then we will be motivated. And then no matter how tired we are or how busy we are, we will still make the videos for you. Promise. Okay. All right. So that is the minus. So I'm going to take the theta because I said mumble out. Okay. I mumble so that you all can deal with this with the formula. Okay. So but be careful. Okay. I have a clue for you this question. You cannot stop your answer here. There is something in the rules which said that if the answers that you get, the value of the theta is less than negative pi, you have to add 2 pi. Okay, or 4 pi or 6 pi, depending on how many times it goes. Okay, and if the theta is bigger than pi, you will get negative 2, negative 4, negative 6. Okay, so you will add that, not mine, but of course, when you add it to negative, it will minus out. Okay, so for this case, this one will be negative 5 over 4 pi. So I'm going to add 2 because it's less than negative pi. So this is a clue. So don't leave your answer here. If you leave your answer here, you're going to lose 1 mark. Okay, actually it's 2 marks because here, this part here got 2 marks. Here, when you add 2 pi or add negative 2 pi, depends on the question, you will have 1 mark because that is a change of formula over there and that is a change of concept. Okay, so you're applying trigonometry. Right. Then I will, oh my God, I have a hantu pocong. I told you all, please you are scaring me. Please use proper names. Use your name. I'm sure your name is not Hantu Pocong. Oh dear. Well, Hantu Pocong, hi. All right, so you have your values over there, and that's the final answer. Okay, remember, if the value is negative, please remember to plus or add 2 pi. Okay, less than negative pi, have to add 2 pi. Bigger than pi, you have to minus 2 pi. Yeah, haha, Hantu Pocong. I hope You don't scare me off. Afterwards, I'm too afraid to do more videos. Or what if I get sick? If I get sick, I cannot do videos for you all. Okay? All right, next, the Mars Theorem. The Mars Theorem is what? The Mars Theorem use the power. Okay, after you learn how to add, I'm fine, Hantu. I feel so funny to answer your question, Hantu Pocong. I am fine, Hantu Pocong. You don't scare me off. When I get scared, I get sick. When I get sick, I cannot make videos. Okay, and I can't help other teachers. You all, although I'm not online, but you notice that I am in other teachers helping them out. You being their backstage okay, their backstage the person who take care of the chat box and this and that. So don't scare me off. I'm old already. Okay, the Mars Theorem. In the Mars Theorem, what you are going to do is you are going to apply this formula only. All right, so you are going to apply that formula and you are going to bring the index to the front. Okay, you're going to bring the index to the front and you are going to multiply. All right, so you're going to multiply and then you will settle with the answer. If they ask the answer in a complex, in Cartesian form, then you will finish the question by transforming, you see? Hantu Pocong already scared me off. I can't even speak properly already. Okay. You will try to simplify it because this is bigger. 3 pi is definitely bigger, but 3 pi, I can answer it by pressing the calculator also. Okay, if you want the answer in real numbers, so that is the answer. Okay, so 2 marks only. I'm not going to do much for it. So that is how I deal with the 2 marks because I'm not going to use the minus because this is only 2 marks. So 2 marks means I'm going to apply the Mars Theorem and I'm going to settle the question. Okay, that's all. That's why it's 2 marks. If it is 3 marks or 4 marks, I might do the minus thing. Okay, because this is bigger than pi. Remember, I gave you the clue just now. Okay, so another thing is when you do the question, just look at the marks given inside the question and see which method. I mentioned this when I do during when I'm doing other videos. Okay, so next thing, these values. Okay, these values, all values over here, I'm not going to ask you what is it. So that's the De Mor's theorem. I put in the De Mor's theorem and this question is 6 marks. Why 6 marks? The modulus have 1 mark, the alpha got 1 mark, the argon got 1 mark, and the polar form got 4 marks over there. Where is the other 4 marks? 2 marks, sorry. Hantu Pocong, you really scared me off already. All right, the other 2 marks will be the Morse theorem. You put into the correct theorem, and then of course you will get this value over here, and you are going to minus. Remember, just now I mentioned already the clue. Okay, you are going to do the minus and the plus thing. Okay, so this one is plus 2 pi, and I'm going to get the answer as so. Okay, so that is 6 marks. So easy to get. All right, I hope you all can get the 6 marks. Not over yet. Okay, all right, hope teacher Im do clarification about the transformation differential equation. Okay, yes. All right, I will try. Oh, by the way, since Afiq already mentioned, okay, three of us, right? Cikgu Aileen, Cikgu Zana, and myself. Okay, 3 of us are here. I would like you all to tell me inside the chat box if you need SEM 2 calculus. If you are going to repeat and you need SEM 2 calculus, I hope you will tell me inside the chat box because I thought of doing calculus, but I scared nobody want to watch my video. Then that will be a waste of time. So if you feel that you need it, you tell me in the chat box so that I can prepare calculus video for you. Okay, I can prepare calculus for you. Because if you need calculus, so I will Cikgu Aileen can do algebra, I can do calculus, and Cikgu Zana can do the statistics. Okay, so there's 3 of us, so you got 3 SEMs to cover, those, especially those in SEM 3. If you need, please tell me. But anyway, the SEM 1 is going to be SEM 2 soon. So if you need, just hit the chat box, tell me you need or you don't. Okay, so I'm going to go to the next question. The next question is this one. All right, so that is the this question come out last year, 2020, in 2020, right? So if you are okay, I will read the chat later because it's almost time already. So I'm going to go this super fast. So I'm going to do the first part, express the W and the Z in polar form. So I'm going to go for the modulus and the arch, and of course to do the arch I need to know the quadrant. So once I know the quadrant already, okay, once I know the quadrant already, I keep on looking at Antu Pochang, the notes, the thing. Please don't disturb the class, please. Okay, because okay, so I'm going to set in, that is the polar form. So this got 5 marks over here, right? So the arch again, and the first part, transforming this to the polar form, that is 5 marks. I have to go back. If not, somebody will tell me, teacher, you go on so fast that I cannot see the answer. Okay, so that is the answer over there. Okay, so I will put, that is the polar form, and that is the Cartesian form changing to polar form. That's the first part of the question. Okay, and they gave you 5 marks for it. Okay, so now you know how to change calculate the modulus, the argument, put it in polar form. We are going to deal with the theorem. Using the Mars Theorem, show that this one is a real number. So what is going to happen here is you are going to put in, okay, you are going to put in, and then you are going to apply the Mars Theorem, okay, the Mars Theorem. I hear people mention that name, many type of different version, but I just, because this one, the Mars guy, okay, this one is a French guy. So MOI in French is me, moi, me. Okay, it's me. So I assume that this is the Mars Theorem. Okay, the pronunciation. This is a French pronunciation. Okay, so while I was doing that, I hope you already fill in the Mars Theorem. So that's the power of 2. I'm going to take the power of 2 and I'm going to multiply with the pi. Okay, I'm going to multiply with the pi and I will end that up with my calculation. Okay, so this is a division, so I'm going to minus, and when I minus already, I'm going to end up with this part over here. Okay, I'm going to end up with this part over here, and I'm going to go into the answer by applying the values, and voila, that's my answer. That is how you get your 5 marks over here. So the 5 marks is when you apply the Mars Theorem, you do the minus, okay, they ask you to minus here, the divide, so it's minus, you take the arch and you minus, and then you calculate, so that's the 3rd marks. The 4th marks is when you deal with the trigonometry and get the final answer. Okay, and you write shown that this is a real number. Okay, right, so I have other parts. The Mars Theorem got another thing is the Mars Theorem cannot be found for cos, which is alternate. Okay, the Mars Theorem is this one on top here. But if the question give you sine and cos, you will have a problem. You will need to use this second formula over here, where the cos of pi over 2 minus theta is going to transform this way. Okay, it's going to transform this way, and it is going to give you, let me show you how to do this. Okay, so when you do this complex number, you have to be very careful. The front one is cos, the real number is cos, the behind one, the imaginary number is the sine. So if they give you alternate, okay, the only way that you can do that is by changing it by using this formula. So what you are going to do is you are going to transform this using the formula on top here. That's pi over 2 minus the theta, which is the one given inside the question. After you minus and had it nicely formed, then only you can do the Mars Theorem. Okay, if not, the Mars Theorem did not work here. All right, the Mars Theorem will not work here, and then only you will get the answer. Okay, and you notice that this is 2 pi over 3. Simply, you can click on, because this is only 4 marks, right? I don't need to like do the minus part, so I just calculate using anyway, this question asks for Cartesian form, so I need to find the values. Okay, so I will calculate it. Either I will use the triangle to help me, or you just can press the calculator. But calculator, when you press, you can't get answers in square root form. You will get in decimal places form, so that Pemeriksa will know you use a calculator. But if you see the question can use the triangle, the 60, the 30, 60 and 45 degree triangle, you know what I mean, right? That is the trigonometry. So if you use that, and you will get something like this. Okay, so the last part of complex number is this one. Finding the roots of the complex number, and this is also the major kick of this question. Oops, I can't do the question, sorry. I need to go back because my time is up. No time already. Okay, so this is a kick. This is actually the main kick of the question, where they will apply all the knowledge that I gave you just now and do it inside this one question. Maybe they will ask you to do multiply, conjugate, and all this, and then they ask you to find the roots. So it came out 4 times, 2014, 15, 17, and 18. So I have no time to continue, so I didn't see anybody wanting SEM 2. Looks like nobody wants SEM 2. Do you all want SEM 2? Calculus? If yes, please tell me inside the chat box. There is so many of you inside there. So please tell me, okay, if you need it. So if you have, you need SEM 2. Why am I repeating? All because of you. Okay, tell me if you need calculus. Hit the chat box and tell me if you need calculus, and I will prepare it for you if in the next lesson. So about this chapter, about these roots of complex number, I will create a video on it, and I hope you will watch it later in this after this segment. Not today, not today. Okay, today is already 6:10. I'm not going to do it today. Maybe tomorrow I will put out a video about these roots of complex number, and I hope you will watch it. Okay, Chiu, thank you. You only one person need SEM 2. I don't know if only one person needs SEM 2. Never mind. If you all need SEM 2, tell all your friends to hit my comment box and tell me you need SEM 2. Then I will do the calculus value. Okay, so that's, I forgot about the link ECGL, which most of you need. Okay, so I'm going to copy that. Give me a few minutes. Control C. And I'm going to paste it. No. Did the link come out? I hope it did. Okay, so I have the link over there. Yes, I see a lot of you need SEM 2. Very well. Okay, in my next class, I will try to put in SEM 2. I will try to put in some 2 lessons for you. So that will be that is the EDD link over there, and the code will be hashtag class AYU EDD. Okay, the code will be hashtag class AYU EDD, and I hope to see you in other teachers' classes and in my next class. Okay, tomorrow we have biology. I think you have to check the academyyoutuber.com. Okay, check out academyyoutuber.com to know whether you have class or not. All right, that's all from me today. Sorry to drag 10 minutes. I love you all. Okay, bye.
Tuisyen online percuma. Tuisyen online percuma. Layari www.academyyoutuber bagi mengikuti tuisyen online secara percuma. Prasekolah, sekolah rendah, sekolah menengah, semua ada di Akademi YouTuber. Rujuk jadual di laman sesawang www.academyyoutuber.com. Semoga masa terluang anak-anak anda diisi dengan sebaiknya. Tuisyen online percuma mestilah Akademi YouTuber.
Dibawakan kepada anda oleh Akademi YouTuber.